Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Living the Midlife Dream with me, Danielle Mauger. Today's episode is a solo episode. It's just the two of us. I have guests lined up for next week, but I just wanted to sneak in here this week and do a little catch up, a little chit chat. I've got a couple of topics I want to discuss, but I'm going to try to keep them short and sweet. And it actually reminded me of something that Kevin has in his office. So I paused this. I started recording and I paused it and I ran down to his office to grab it. Let me read it to you. If you can't see me, if you're not watching this, it's a piece of paper. He kept it in his office, and I guess it's a good little reminder when you're giving a presentation or you're talking to a crowd, or, quite honestly, even if you're not talking to a crowd, if you're just in a social situation, you're talking, you want to just try to keep these key points. So in big, bold letters, it says, be concise. The more words said, the less effect. Be succinct. Say only what makes a difference. Speak precisely. Words can hurt, inspire, create, or confuse. So choose wisely. I think that's awesome. It's a great reminder. So I'm going to keep it right here in front of me. Be concise, Danielle. I'm going to do that today for you. So it's going to be short and sweet. First topic I want to talk about is mindset. It keeps popping up for me in my life, and I'm seeing it on social media a lot, and I wanted to kind of touch on it here today with you guys. Mindset is basically how you approach things in your life, I think. And I try my best to keep a very positive outlook on life, my goals, what I'm working on, my relationships, basically everything. But some days I have to work at being positive. I have to talk to myself to get through things. And I think that needs to be normalized a little bit. I don't think anybody just strolls through life every day, bebopping around happy. And sometimes we have to push through and be reminded of these simple little things that we are grateful for that will help us to keep a positive outlook on life. In ways sometimes that I have to talk to myself, I'll keep a really easy example with working out. Obviously, I love to work out. You guys know this. I like sharing anything I can about fitness and health. But even I have some days where I have negative thoughts about whether it's my body, the way I look, I don't know, something with my workout, or just even not even feeling like working out that day, which, can you imagine? But it does happen. And I have to talk to myself to motivate myself a little bit and to find something positive. And, to be honest with you, myself, I know that when I work out, I feel so much better about myself. I feel better about, I kept a commitment that I made to myself, a promise. I said I was going to do something. I said I was going to work out and do legs today. Okay, that's what we're doing. And it just doing that helps to get you into a more positive mindset and mood. So I think keeping commitments to yourself, finding small things in your daily life that you can be grateful for. It kind of reminds me, Kevin and I know that I talked about this on an earlier episode, but we started a quote positive jar earlier this year, and it's in the kitchen, and every Sunday, one of us writes down something positive or good that happened that week. It ranges from we found out we're having a grandson to we had an amazing pizza last night. So it can be anything. I want you to maybe do that yourself. You could even do it in your app, your notes app on your phone. Just keep a running log, title it good things, and every night put one good thing that happened that day. I guarantee everybody has something good that happened. You woke up. There you go. There's number one. So another example, yesterday I was in the car with my two daughters, and they are 23 and 29. I have a son as well. He's 32, but he was not in the car. But my daughters and I were in the car, and I've been having like a little bit of every now and then self-doubt will creep in, negative thoughts about what I'm doing when it comes to the podcast and posting more on social media. And it's like, oh my God, am I wasting my time? So I do have those thoughts. I'm just being honest. And it's not that I have them all the time, but I was kind of in it the other day. So anyway, I'm with my girls and I was like, you guys, I need your opinion. I want your honest feedback, and they will give it to you. Anybody that has daughters knows they will give you the honest feedback. And so I just said to them, I'm like starting to feel like, is this a waste of my time? I've been doing this for 3 months, and doing the reels takes a lot. It takes me forever. And I'm starting to feel like, oh my God, is anyone even listening to this podcast? Does anyone even care if I post something? And the feedback I got was, Mom, are you kidding me? Kelsey was like, How many times do we have to have this conversation? I keep telling you, you have to keep putting in the work. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. Like, yes, you have to keep doing it. You said you were going to do it. You have to keep doing it. And I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. I just need to be reminded by my 23-year-old daughter. And, it just kind of reminded me or made me think a little bit about instant gratification. I mean, that's something that everybody's always looking for, right? Especially I know that I'm going to go back to a workout again reference, especially if you're working on your body and you're like, I want to look a certain way and I want it to happen in, 3 weeks. And when it doesn't happen, we get all flustered and worked up. But honestly, how you're going to get that dream body or the podcast to take off or whatever it is that you're working on, you have to be consistent. I know this. I just lost sight a little bit and I let some negative thoughts come in. So I had to reframe it, turn it around, look at it in a positive way. And honestly, the journey is where the fun is. That's where the positive aspect of all of this is. Like that's where you're building and you're growing and you're changing. No matter what endeavor I've ever taken on in my life, it wasn't that particular Monday when I achieved the goal. That's where all the positive outcome came from. No, it was the building. You're building character. You're building resiliency. You're putting in the work. It feels amazing to do that and to show up for yourself every day. So you're just going brick by brick. And honestly, I don't know what I think is going to be so different with more followers or more listeners to my podcast. So I'm just really enjoying this. It's fun. I'm 51. I'm doing something totally out of my box, out of my comfort zone, and I love it. It's fun. So it's a positive thing. So I just had to turn it around and look at that, take the pressure off. Not to mention, do you have any idea how much fun it is to talk into a microphone? I love it. I think too that it's wanting something more and bigger for yourself and just kind of reframing your mindset to be like, you know what? I want that. I can have it. All I got to do is go get it. That's what I'm doing with this podcast. Is it the greatest podcast you've ever listened to? Probably not yet. And I say yet because I'm just getting started, truly. I think this is like the 13th episode that I have recorded. So I am truly just getting started. And instead of letting my fear of what if nobody listens? What if I fail? What if I run out of things to say? I've made a commitment to myself to see this through, to be consistent, to show up for myself and for you. And I believe that I will continue to grow and it will become something. I have big dreams and goals, and I'm not letting fear holding me back. I have done that way too many times in my life. I am not doing that anymore. And you shouldn't either. We can all have, be, and do anything that we want in this life. I know I sound like a broken record, but I am going to say it time and time again to keep reminding you and me that we can all have this, whatever we want. All we have to do is go get it. I'm telling you, it's so true. Just reframe your mindset, get clear on what you want, and go get it. And do not let your belief waver. Speaking of beliefs, do you believe in manifesting, visualizing, affirmations? Have I lost you? I am a big believer in this stuff, and I will admit that I'm not as religious though lately as I should be, or that I have been in the past, I should say. I've just kind of reincorporated back into my life because when I do this stuff religiously, consistently, amazing things happen. So what I try to do is habit stacking with it. Whenever I do my sauna and my red light therapy, I do my manifest or my meditations and my visualizing. I have affirmations that I have written on little Post-it notes, and I have them all over in my closet. So as I'm getting ready for the day or anytime I'm in my closet, I see a little affirmation everywhere I look. Just say that to myself, look in the mirror and say it. But when I'm meditating, I really try to focus on what do I want? And then I think about how will I feel when I achieve this goal? When you really hone in on that with the feeling and the belief, and then you tie it in with the action, my God, this is when you're going to see the results. You have to put in some work. It can't just be thinking, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to become a millionaire. It has to be, you have to put in the work with the belief and you feel those feelings. I'm telling you, the results will come. You will manifest it. Think about the thoughts you have about something in your life. Let's just say you're a person that walks around and says to yourself or out loud, nothing ever works out for me. First of all, that's a negative thought, right? And then it makes you feel bad. That's strike one, low vibrations. So I'm going to tell you what, you got to lift the vibes up. We got to get rid of that stuff where you're going to turn it around to great things happen to me all the time. Find one great thing that has happened to you. If you're alive and you're breathing and you opened your eyeballs today, that's a great thing. So start there, because I'm going to tell you what, thoughts dictate our emotions, and that is what helps us attract circumstances, and everything in your life is happening because of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. I think that I've been a master manifester for most of my life. By the way, that is not a brag. Any single one of you that's listening can do it as well. Kevin and I have had a saying since the beginning of our time together, and it is everything always works out. We say it all the time. We believe it. And it does. It works. Everything always works out for us. We have worked at it and we have manifested the most incredible life. At ages 51 and 52, where we are today, Kevin's retired. We're empty nesters. We get to go and live at the beach all summer. We get to travel. And I'm not saying all this to brag, because I'll tell you what, we worked hard to get here, but we had a strong belief that everything always works out. And it's funny, we're often met with, must be nice. People love to say that to us. Oh, must be nice. Wish I had your life. It's like, okay, hi. I was 18 and Kevin was 19 when our son was born, who's now 32. We got married the following year, and as much as we joke, people were probably betting against us on our wedding day, like, how long are these two going to last? We just had a knowing and a belief that everything is going to work out. And it hasn't always been easy, but we worked at it and we believed in it. And of course, we have a lot of love for each other. I have applied this way of thinking to many of the endeavors that I've taken on in my life. And I can honestly say that when things were going great, it was because my actions and my beliefs gave me those results. And when things were going poorly, it was because my actions and my beliefs gave me those results. So you pick. So just think about that and start to be aware of your thoughts, the way you talk to yourself every single day, because it truly does matter. You are creating the life you are living through your thoughts and your actions. You are creating your life. You are in charge. So how's it going to go? Lastly, I want to acknowledge today's date, which is May 6th. My dad would have been 81 years old today. I cannot believe it. For those of you that know me or that have ever taken a fitness class with me, you know that I always end it with the Rocky theme song. It's a tribute to my dad. 21 years ago, my dad was in a coma. We couldn't get any movement out of him. So I went into his room at the hospital and I played Rocky, and we got a little bit of movement out of his hands. So we fast forward to 6 years later, and I'm teaching on the anniversary of his death. And I wanted to honor him. And I wanted everyone to know that he was like the strongest, healthiest person that anyone ever knew. And he was known to say, oh my God, isn't it a great day to be alive? So we get to the end of the class, I play Rocky and I yell out an inspirational message that then became my motto for all of my classes, my fitness studio that I owned, and I carry it with me every single day in my life. And that is this: you are healthy, you are strong, and you are so lucky to be alive. I want you to get outside today. Go do something active because you can. Be grateful for the life that you are living, the air that you are breathing. You are amazing. Thank you for listening today. I'll be back next week. You guys are the absolute best. Please rate this, review it. Please share it with a friend. I'll see you next time.